Chapter 1, Step 1. A new way to think about powerlessness. I don't have a drinking problem, just a thinking problem. Step 1. We admitted we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. Cognitive behavioral training, CBT, is rooted in the understanding that our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors are deeply interconnected. When applied to Step 1, this means that admitting powerlessness is not an act of defeat, but one of clarity. It's the beginning of a shift, from patterns of distorted thinking to the possibility of real behavioral change. To fully grasp the depth of Step 1, we must first explore what it means to admit powerlessness. This is not just a verbal confession, it's a mental restructuring that challenges long-held beliefs. Like I can stop anytime I want, I just need to try harder, or it's not that bad. These are classic examples of cognitive distortions, specifically denial, minimization, and magical thinking. In the framework of CBT, Step 1 interrupts these patterns and invites a new thought. My attempts to control this have failed. I need a new strategy. With that realization, the door to meaningful behavioral change begins to open. Admitting that our lives have become unmanageable brings the consequences of addiction into clear focus. CBT encourages an honest examination of behavior, prompting us to ask hard questions. Are our relationships suffering? Has our health declined? Are our emotions out of control? These reflections reveal that addiction isn't just a bad habit, it's a force disrupting every major area of life. It's more than inconvenience, it's dysfunction. This recognition is critical not just for insight, but for developing emotional intelligence. Naming the chaos and acknowledging the suffering it causes allows us to stop avoiding and start confronting the truth of our condition. CBT supports this process through several practical tools. One of the most powerful is cognitive restructuring, which helps us identify and challenge distortions like the belief that we're still in control and replace them with evidence-based truths, such as alcohol is controlling me more than I'm controlling it. Another tool is functional analysis, which maps out the addiction cycle so we can see it clearly. It typically looks like this. Shame leads to pain, which leads to medicating the pain, followed by consequences, which leads right back to shame, and the cycle repeats. This pattern must be understood before it can be disrupted. Motivational interviewing, resolving ambivalence, often integrated with CBT, plays a key role in this stage. It helps individuals explore their inner conflict, recognizing that a part of them wants to, the other part resists change. By highlighting the painful discrepancy between who they want to be and how they are actually living, it builds motivation to change. Applying these insights in daily life starts with honest self-assessment. Think back on recent moments when alcohol made life worse. Ask yourself, what was I thinking? What happened afterward? These reflections are not exercises in guilt, they are steps toward understanding. In CBT, these questions expose the faulty thinking and emotional avoidance that fuel addiction. Breaking the cycle of blame and shame is another cornerstone of this work. CBT teaches that unhealthy thinking patterns are learned, not proof of moral failure. Step 1 helps us move from shame to responsibility without the burden of self-condemnation. This is not about blaming ourselves or others. It's about recognizing that we need help and being willing to receive it. That brings us to the importance of accepting external support. Step 1 naturally leads to this realization that we cannot do this alone. CBT agrees. Change is not a solo act. It requires accountability, support systems, and professional guidance. Recovery begins with acknowledging that what we've been doing isn't working and that we're open to something new. This openness becomes the foundation for new habits. Control over the substance, we gain a different kind of power. The power to choose healthier coping skills, to build new support networks, and to reshape our thought patterns. This is where the real work begins. Ultimately, admitting powerlessness is not about giving up. It's about giving up on what doesn't work. CBT is one of cognitive clarity, a recognition that distorted thinking has led us to chaos and that the time has come for something different. It's a mental shift from, I've got this under control to, this is bigger than me, and I'm ready to do something different. Step 1 begins, as most meaningful transformations do, with a fearful, overly dramatic, kind, but a clear-eyed recognition. I can't do this alone, and what I've been doing clearly isn't working. It's like standing in front of a mirror after a long night out and finally noticing the spinach in your teeth, or more accurately, the chaos in your life. It's the first breakthrough, The moment you admit, with both relief and panic, that your own thinking has become your worst roommate. In cognitive behavioral training, this is when the mind stops lying to itself and starts seeking another voice to trust. It's not the end of the story. It's the very first page of recovery. If I truly want to complete step 1, admitting I am powerless over alcohol and that my life has become unmanageable, I need to stop defending, justifying, or minimizing my drinking and start honestly examining the consequences it's had on my life and relationships.